All right, so thanks for being here live, and anybody that watches the replay later on. I just appreciate you. I appreciate that you are interested in this material and helping yourself to overcome. And you know that this is the thing, you guys. Helping yourself helps other people. It's so awesome, right? For any of you that are leaders in your community, leaders in your church, leaders in your friendship group, you're a parent, any kind of role that you are around a community of people, which I would assume that most of you are, this material cannot help but positively affect you. And the things that I teach on a regular basis every week always come back to managing your mind better, managing your body better, and being just a positive influence on one another. Really, those three things. And how can you live your best life knowing that it is going to affect the people around you in a positive way and beyond, right? Having that ripple effect. So I was sharing with you kind of my background, and it is just, I think of my own journey as just a transformative journey. To think that at one point I was a girl who voted myself least likely to succeed. Depending on your age, we used to all have yearbooks back in the day, that there'd be a section in the middle of the yearbook where they would vote, best dressed, best kisser, most likely to succeed, most photogenic. Um, what else? What else? There'd be all these silly things, and we don't do that anymore in high schools. They're trying to not like classify people like that and be open to everyone. But I would have been the one to vote myself like most rebellious or least likely to succeed. That was in my own head, and of course I didn't say that out loud. I would have definitely claimed the rebellion, because I was definitely stealing my mom's car and smoking under the bleachers in high school. But I definitely inside my own self-belief at that time in my life, based on what I was emotionally going through, I would have voted myself least likely to succeed, because there was a day when I literally could not envision living past the age of 25. I just thought for sure I was going to die before then, because I was involving myself in things that were just not good for me. And luckily, I overcame that. And I have a deep belief in teenagers and anyone that's working to overcome. Yes, I have a teenager walking in the door right now, opening my door. I am on a live call. What do you need? Come over. If you're going to come in, if you're going to interrupt, you're going to at least say hi. Hi, everybody. That's Bosco. Okay. So write me a note, and you can hand it to me. Write me a note. And you can come in. Yes, you can have a visitor, and close the door. Okay. Thank you. Love you, Mama. Okay. Oh my gosh. All right. So love you too, sweetie. He just walked in from track practice, and I sent him a text saying, hey, this is what I'm doing. There you go. You guys hear that? He goes, I didn't see it. Sorry. Okay. So back to this. All of us that are looking to overcome, we're looking for tactics, right? We're looking for strategies. We're looking for guidance. We're looking for help. And so that's what we all get to do for each other. So let's jump into tonight. It's all about the struggle is real. Now, this is something that has been perpetuated in our society. I don't know if they say it in other countries, but in America and probably Canada, they probably say it there too. The struggle is real. And let's just break that down. What is that really about? The struggle is real is because the truth is we all feel stress. We all feel what it feels like to get stuck from time to time. We all feel the burdens of trying to overcome something. And those some things are different for everybody. Some of those some things are some very real things, like grieving a loved one that's passed unexpectedly or expectedly, right? We never can really be prepared for that. It can be the loss of a job. It can be a relationship that's gone wrong or has hit a rough point, whether it's a love relationship or a parent with a parent at any age. It can be with our children. It can be so many things that we're finding our way through. And that struggle, as we call it, can feel really challenging. Now, one of my favorite people recently said to me, and she is a ontological coach. Her name is Nicole McDonald. She's the founder of SASH. She happens to be one of my mentors and coaches. She said to me, Deanna, stop saying the word hard. Because I was like, it's so hard. This is so hard. Whatever it was that I'm like struggling with, it's so hard. She said, it's not that it's hard. It just means that there's something required of you. She's right. And this is why we love guidance, right? Because we need a different perspective when we're struggling. And when she said that, she offered to me an invitation to no longer use the word hard. And that's been, I would say, a couple of months ago. And I have not used the word hard ever since. Because I use it when talking with other people because I know they refer to it that way. And, you know, sometimes you can sound like, don't use that word. Like if you're coming in and you have unsolicited coaching, you don't want to do the unsolicited part. Make sure you have permission to share first. And I know that I have permission from you because you're here in this space with me. So the word hard, I just reframed it to, and I catch myself before I go to say it. Like it naturally wants to come up and go, well, it's just so hard. And it's not that it's hard, it just means that, no, there's just something that life is requiring from you. And are you willing to give it? Are you willing to look at it differently? Are you willing to do what it takes? Is there something you're avoiding doing? Is there something you are internally wrestling with that's making it harder than it needs to be? So let's just reframe that, first of all. So the struggle can also be that is an internal struggle. So as a hypnotherapist, this has been my experience and expertise for many years now. My job is to come in and help you with the mental blocks. Now, on top of that, I have a lot of experience in behavioral coaching, and I call it hypno to coaching. I'm also an HNLP practitioner. It's humanistic neurolinguistic psychology. So I have tools to help you to reframe habits, perspective, mindset, internal beliefs, all these things that really rule our mind. And let's be honest here, let's get real. It all comes down to mind, because nobody has control of your mind except you. It can feel that way sometimes in a relationship, like they're making me crazy, or a boss, they're making me grow insane, like I am so stressed out because of this person. But nope, nobody can control your mind and emotions except for you. And I think that's our very basic reminder as we go further and deeper into this, is that we forget we're actually in control. And so it's so important to slow everything down and come back to the basics of just being calm and listening. So as we go into, I have three key points that I really want to make tonight. And let's go through them together. We're going to talk about clarity. We're going to talk, number two, we're going to talk about self-belief and trusting. And number three, we're going to talk about making a clear and cognitive decision. Those are the three things that absolutely break the struggle. So we go from the struggle is real to the decision is real. That's the reframe. So let's not get caught up in struggle. Let's honor it, as Brendon Burchard says. Brendon Burchard says, let's honor the struggle. And the way we can honor it and lessen its emotional pull, this is my insight on this, is by making a decision. And in order to help you make a decision, first we've got to be clear, because so often we have a hard time making the decision. There's that word. We have a harder time making the decision because we're just not clear on what decision we need to make, what's getting in the way. Like we have fog. We have fog in our clarity of seeing the next steps because we just aren't clear on what is being asked of us to be more prepared, to be clear on what that decision is. So the clarity is very important, and then going within and trusting ourselves, having that self-belief. So let's unpack it just a little bit more before we go into those 3 key points. And that is also something I want you to be really, really aware of, is so often as a hypnotherapist, what I have seen with my amazing clients, and I just, oh my gosh, they're so courageous, because it requires courage on your behalf to even do this kind of work on yourself. Do you know how many people don't? And they just remain in their old patterns and their own limitations in their minds of not living in their full potential. Oh my gosh, it's a disease. The I can't-ness is a disease. I can't because. And it's just not true. I know that firsthand. It's just not true. And it's just so important that you have a willingness to open your mind to what's possible. You know, when my mom passed away, I never saw it so clear than at that point in my life what the I can'ts can do to you. And my mom, she literally died of the I can't poison. And woo, after that, I just kept running because I run. That's what I do every morning. This morning I ran. Yesterday morning I ran. I love to go out and exercise because I know the importance, the vital importance of mind-body strength. And so running was something I started about 10 years ago. And for you, you don't have to run, but do something, you guys. Be doing something consistently. Be doing something consistently. Something for your body. Swimming, fast walking. I want you to get your heart rate up, not just like walking is great, just taking a nature walk and looking at go outside. Don't go on a treadmill if you can. You can't avoid it. If you live in the dead of winter in Minnesota, it might be that you have to get on a treadmill, or you can bundle up and get outside. I highly recommend getting out and walking if you can. But if it's not that, it needs to be something. Perhaps it needs to be dancing. Perhaps it's, like I said, swimming, riding your bike, going to your favorite gym class. Whatever it is, make sure you clear away as many obstacles in your path to getting there and doing that so that you can do it consistently. Can everybody say that right now? I'm going to do it consistently. Consistently is the key. That's important. I hope you're all repeating that right now. I will be consistent. I am consistent. I know I am absolutely consistent, and I know what it takes to be able to build that habit. And let me tell you, once it's built, it's easy. It's so easy. And the only time it's hard, we already went over that word, right, is because I know there's something required of me, meaning get your ass out of bed. That's what's required. So you get out of there. So running, and for me, has been that thing where I can clear my mind, and it's been that space where I can solve problems in my head. I can go deeper. And so one of the things that I want you to notice from this insight is, as a hypnotherapist, I work with people on a much deeper level. I am in an honored space of their trust, where I can be like the Yoda to your Luke Skywalker, that trusted, right, team experience where you let me into your head and I can teach you the power of your own minds. It's so amazing because what we find in there is that you often do have all the answers already. You are tapped into your power, that power that is universe given, right? God given, faith given, uh, that thing in you that is your soul and your spirit that lights you up, gets you on fire, makes you excited about your life. That's an energy in you that can just light up at any time. You got to get connected to that. But as a hypnotherapist, so often I've seen the intensity of life's struggle from parents, from messages in our head, from the ways that we get in our own way. That's the kind of work that I help people break through on a regular basis. And so when it comes to the struggle is real and the decisions are real to overcome it, I want you to just be aware of how much is influencing you from the back, from that subconscious space. It is causing you to think what you think. It is causing you imprints that don't actually need to be there. And they all can be, just take it like, take an eraser on a whiteboard or a blackboard and let's just, right? You ever want to just do that? Like, let's just erase some of those imprints. And they're your default. They're that default part of you that you've been working on or running your patterns and habits by, and they don't need to be the ruler anymore. So let's dive into those 3 key points, which are clarity, number 2, self-belief and trust, and number 3, making a clear cognitive decision. I'm just looking over here at my notes. So let's jump into number 1 and 2 together, because I think they go hand in hand. Now, I can think of a particular person just recently, a private client that I work with. She's on the East Coast, and she's got a lot of stress in her life. She's a high-level person, and I just say that to qualify that she's responsible for a lot of people in her job and in her business and in how she runs her business. She's responsible for literally hundreds of people. And this particular person has a lot of challenges with managing her stress. Now, a person in her position often has a need to hire someone like myself to help her on a regular basis be able to manage her stress, and that's what I do for her. But I want you to also see in yourself how important that is, no matter, even if you don't lead anyone but your own family, or your dog doesn't count, you guys, because your dog loves you no matter what. Your dog is always there to just like, right? Like give you love, lick you all over if you let him. My daughter loves the dog licking on the face. I'm like, no. I'll just take the hug. I don't want the dog licking. Your dog doesn't qualify because your dog loves you no matter what. Even homeless dogs don't even know they're homeless, right? And they just love their environment because they love their person. So no matter how small of little group you lead or how big, you know that you need to be able to manage stress, because the struggle, which is our topic, our content tonight, the struggle, our focus is about stress and managing it better. And when you manage it better, oh my gosh, the decisions to move and make progress become easier. So number 1 and 2, we're going to put together clarity and self-belief, trust. Every session that I do with that particular client, the reason I bring her up, it always comes back to clarity and believing in herself. Those are the 2 things we always come back to. And we come back to them as a solid, rooted force to be reckoned with. Because when you're rooted in your self-belief and trusting that yes, you have the answers, and if you don't have the answer, that yes, you trust yourself to get the answer so that you can make progress. In order to shift from the struggle is real, Deanna, to the decisions are real, it's simply a matter of trusting that you will move forward. You're making a decision to not stay in the muck of struggle. And I relate to this so much in my own journey as well, because no one ever said that you're just going to breeze through life just with no issues at all, no challenges at all. Anyone who says that is either A, in denial, or B, they have completely repressed things that have been challenging. And I guarantee if they have done that, suppressed or repressed, their body will tell them at some point through disease, through inflammation of the gut, through headaches, through hives, some kind of outbreak on their skin. I promise you, if they're not dealing with it, their body will eventually go, yo, hey, there's this. Now deal with this, because that is some kind of emotional response. So it's real for all of us, right? The decisions are real. So that process, this is why it's so awesome, you guys, to be in community. So again, another shout out. Hey, Jennifer, thanks for being here. Carol, Bonnie's here. Jody is here. Let's see. Let me zoom on down here to see who else is. Teresa's here. Awesome, Teresa's here. And any of you that are watching the replay that I'm not mentioning your name later, thank you. Thank you for being here and participating, because this community kicks butt. I'm so proud of you guys for being here, and I am so in honor of doing life with you. That is how it's awesome. When you feel alone, it sucks, right? I mean, let's just be super transparent, and I'm just going to use layman's terms here. It's just so not fun when you feel alone. And when you feel alone in depression or anxiety. Water break. Everybody drink your water. Good for your mind and body. When you feel alone, it's just not any fun. And so it's great to be here in community with you. So as we go into this clarity and self-belief, let me walk you through a self-hypnosis session right now. And so everybody, I trust that you are not in your vehicle driving, and I release all liability to that right now. You must, in order to participate in this self-hypnosis process, be in a quiet space where there is not distractions or disturbances, to be able to get the most out of it. And maybe you have earbuds on. And I qualify that even with distractions, you really can participate when you are focused. It's incredible. I have hypnotized people in the honest of places, you guys, being someone that I have been doing hypnosis presentations for 20 years. And actually, I think we're going on 22 years, if I've got the math right. I've been hired and contracted to do hypnosis in theme parks, at big, huge state fairs where I have audiences of anywhere from 500 to 10,000 people at the Calgary Stampede when I performed there. It was incredibly exciting, super fun. But there's always a lot of noise. There's crazy things happening. There might be a roller coaster going by. Sound, it's just loud, lots of distraction, and still been able to hypnotize a group of people. And it's not because of my amazingness, but a bit about theirs. And it's about their focus and concentration. So I know you can have that too. So I'm going to lead you through a process where you just ask yourself a simple question. Now, here's where I want you to recognize the difference between conscious thoughts and alpha theta thoughts. When you are calm and relaxed, you can make clearer decisions. Stress and anxiety gets us all mumbo jumbo. And I go here because it's like there's fog that comes over our vision and our clarity. And so when you are calm and relaxed, your decisions are going to be that much better. And so what I'm going to walk you through is just a really simple 5 down to 1 relaxation process. And then I'm going to ask you a really powerful question. And here's where it becomes so much about clarity, self-belief, and trusting. Is often when you are struggling, it's because you are thinking that something external needs to change in order for you to be able to become unstuck, in order for you to stop struggling. And it's not true. You are actually much more in control of the struggle than you might realize. So often it's something you can do that you're not doing presently. And you might think you're doing everything. Yet, there's probably something that you can do that you're not. And let's make sure we qualify. It might be something that you're just scared to do. So let's be real with that, okay? But here's where everything starts to break loose. It might be that because of this question that I asked you, I'm going to tell you the question now before we actually go into relaxation so that you know what it is. There's nothing, mysterious here. This is real processes that just work. It's amazing. Here's the question. What can I do to be who I need to be for this situation? So let's say there's a struggle that you have right now and you're trying to figure it out. You're trying to move through it. You're trying to get past it. You're trying to get to that next level. This is the question. What can I do? What can I do to be who I need to be for this situation? So what I mean by that is for the situation to progress, for the situation to resolve itself, for the situation to get better. And here's some of the things that when I ask myself, and I just use myself as an example so that you can see how this becomes so real. The answer might be, I can be a better listener. I can be a better communicator. I can be more confident in myself. I can be more calm. I can practice my tools. I always teach all my clients tools. So I can practice my tools. I can be more composed instead of all crazy, right? Like erratic or not trusting myself. I can be more composed. That was one that I said to myself just about, it was about 6 weeks ago. I remember that was my word of the day because I was going into a really high level business meeting that I was really intimidated by the people that were going to be there. And I drove up to this beautiful big glass building and it was overlooking all of Torrey Pines, and everyone at the business meeting was bringing in revenue of multi-million dollars, and that's not at the level that I'm at currently. And so I felt this level of intimidation, and so I was like, okay. And I could feel myself, when I get intimidated, I tend to say things that are just don't make sense, right? Or something spills out of my mouth that I wish I wouldn't have. Have you ever had that experience? Or when I'm not calm, I'm not as articulate. And so my word to myself was composed. Compose. And I did a little self-hypnosis session in the car. And I said that word to myself over and over again before I walked into that meeting. And so I was able to walk in with my shoulders back and my chest feeling calm. So often our chests can get fluttery, right? Where we're like, we feel that shortness of breath, or we have the butterflies in our stomach. You know what I'm talking about? So we can do these little self-hypnosis practices to stay calm. So those were some of the things that come up for me. And so let's see what comes up for you. So you want to have your paper and your pen handy so that you can write it down once you come up, but I don't want you to write it down yet. I want you to really involve yourself in the practice that I'm going to lead you through. And then when I ask the question, I want you to experience the question, notice what pops up, and then I'll give you a moment to then open your eyes. I'll prompt you to open your eyes, and then you can write down everything that popped up, okay? More water. All right. So let's make sure everybody's muted. Okay. Get yourself nice and comfy. Again, I want to acknowledge everybody that's here live. Thank you for being here. And anybody that's watching the replay. And just get yourself into a nice, comfortable position. And then focus your attention on me. Don't close your eyes yet. I'll ask you to do so in just a moment. But right here, right now, just focus your attention on me. Begin by taking in a nice, easy, deep breath all the way into your lungs. Breathe in deeply. Fill your lungs with air all the way to the top. Hold for a moment. And then let that breath out. Relax, release, let that breath out, and let your shoulders drop. Let your elbows drop, your hands drop, your heels and your hips. Just relax. Focusing all of your attention on me, taking another deep breath all the way in. Breathe in deeply. Fill your lungs with air all the way to the top. With your eyes open, focused on me. And then when you're ready, release. Let that breath out. Very good. Now continue by taking in another deep breath as I, in a moment, will begin counting from 5 all the way down to 1. On 5, it's as if your eyes begin to grow heavy, droopy, drowsy, and relaxed. You and I working together, me giving you the framework, giving you the words, and you internalizing them. By the time I get to 3, it's as if your eyes begin to grow heavy, droopy, drowsy, and relaxed, even more so. Letting go of the day, letting go of the external outside worlds, and beginning to focus on you and connecting with your own internal power. By the time I get to 1, then your eyes will have closed down, wonderfully shut, focusing on the inside and listening to the prompts that I give you, letting all the sounds around you just become part of the background of your mind, letting the sounds become like white noise, as if the world is continuing around you, as we know, and you're focusing in on the words that I give you, listening to my voice, to the sound of my voice, to the rhythm of the words I extend to you. So right here, right now, with your eyes open and focused on me, again, another deep breath all the way in, breathing in deeply, all the way in. And as you let that breath out, collapsing your shoulders, letting go of your body, releasing. Notice it right now. 5, your eyes. Now, begin to grow heavy, droopy, drowsy, and relax. 4, letting go of the busyness of the day. And right here, right now, imagine using your creativity. Imagine as if your eyes right now have heavy little weights along your eyelids, and they grow heavy, droopy, drowsy, and relaxed, letting go of today as if, oh gosh, tomorrow is just a million miles away, but right here, right now, allowing your eyelids to become so wonderfully heavy. 3, as if they're like garage doors, just imagining and envisioning, feeling as if your eyelids are like garage doors and they begin closing, closing, closing. Continuing to take in those slow, easy, deep breaths as you close your eyes down now. 2. And if you haven't done so already, do so now. 1. Closing your eyes down, wonderfully shut, allowing your eyelids to be shut, and just listening in to my voice, allowing my voice to guide you through this powerful experience, knowing that it's true, you'll get better the more and more you participate in this experience with me. Perhaps on another call, another day, perhaps listening to one of my audios, perhaps working with me privately. But you get better and better at going deeper and deeper into this process of simply trusting yourself more and more and more. So as you now focus in on the relaxation happening in your body, create it by following the words that I give you. Allow my words to become your words. Allowing my words to become your words. Now relaxing your neck and shoulders, loose, limp, and at ease. Purposely releasing any tension you're holding in that area, and automatically now go loose, limp, and at ease in your neck and shoulders. Good. You're doing perfectly good. You can go even deeper. You can become even more relaxed. You hold all the power as you simply allow me to be your guide, guiding you deeper and deeper into relaxation. Imagine, visualize, or simply feel as if every part of your neck and shoulders now is quite looser and more relaxed than it was just a few moments ago. Allowing and giving yourself permission to relax, knowing you're completely safe, knowing you're in good hands, knowing that at any time, even if you fall into a deep sleep, you will easily and effortlessly awaken when it's time for you to awaken. That everything you're doing right now is safe and comfortable. And right now, sending a deeper relaxation all the way down your spine. Down every little vertebrae, every little vertebrae, like stepping stones of relaxation, all the way down to the base of your spine, positively affecting every vertebrae, softening, cushioning, bringing ease and flexibility into every vertebrae all the way down your spine. From the top of your neck, down into your shoulders, and all the way down into your spine. Imagine it now, loose, limp, and at ease. You can move around as you need to in your own space, shift, move with ease, or just remain absolutely quiet and still. Perfect. Going deeper and deeper. Allowing and giving yourself permission now to have your hips be at ease, calm and at ease. Sending that powerful message all the way down to your neck, shoulders, spine, and hips now. Perfect. All the way down, deeper and deeper down into your legs now. The back side, the front side, and into your knees. Your knees are so wonderfully flexible. And imagine, visualize, and just simply create by thought powerful healing going into your knees. Relaxing now, sending healing by just thinking about healing. Healing your knees to the very deeper levels of consciousness. All levels of consciousness into a cellular level, emotional level, physical level, psychological level, and even at a spiritual level, all the way down in and through your neck and shoulders, your spine, through the base of your spine and into your hips, down into your legs and into your knees, healing, whole, healed, comfortable and at ease, flowing all the way down into your shins and calves, your ankles, all the way into your heels, the arches of your feet, the balls of your feet, and into your toes, sending healing thoughts. Your mind is remarkable what it can do. Your mind is remarkable. And right here, right now, you are reducing stress, relieving yourself of tension right here, right now, as if it's just flowing all the way out and escaping your body, no longer holding any tension, choosing now powerfully to release it all the way out your toes, your fingers, and out the top of your head, out your breath naturally and easily. Very good. Very good. And in this more calm and easy state of relaxation, this space, you can have clarity of mind where you 100% begin to trust yourself more. And as you trust yourself more, you believe in yourself more. You trust your decision-making process more. And I ask you now to ask yourself, what can I do to be who I need to be for this current situation? What can I do to be who I need to be for this current situation? And just notice what you notice. Feel what you feel. Experience what you experience. See what you see. Whatever situation that might be, whether it's your job, your relationship, your weight loss. What can I do to be who I need to be for this situation? Notice what you notice. Feel what you feel. Experience what you experience. See what you see. And trust yourself more. I ask you to just notice and expand your awareness of all the things that might be popping up. Perhaps there's things that you've been avoiding that you actually can make effort to do. And that is remarkable. I want to just acknowledge you right now for your ability to overcome. You are more remarkable than perhaps you've been giving yourself credit. And it's your time. So as you now slowly, calmly, and purposely slowly come back to full awareness, now on 5. 1, trusting yourself more. 2, having more clarity of minds. 3, perhaps already trusting what you can do next. 3 and 4, letting go of the need tos or the shoulds, and absolutely making a decision to move forward in your own progress. 4 and 5, wide awake, eyes open, back with me now, seeing each other here. And I want you to notice, just take a moment to write everything down. Whatever just popped up, take a moment to write it down. Just give yourself a moment. Just jot down those few things that came up. And I encourage you that if you feel like there's more to jot down, as soon as we finish, go do that, okay? Take that time to journal. There's so often that we don't take the time to check within. And my process, I like to call it the FIT method, to focus inward and target, so that you can use the tools of hypnosis, what you just experienced. It really is your own self-hypnosis. And to integrate things on a subconscious level makes everything so much easier. So thank you for being here with me tonight. Use the chat right now. I want you to right now use the chat if you are open to sharing before we go what some of those things are that came up for you, and or if you don't want to be that specific to share here, at least share that you did have something pop up and let me know, like, I got it, Deanna, I got it. I know that at least one thing that I can do to take responsibility for my progress. And I want to just acknowledge you for that. It is so amazing. So amazing that you're willing to acknowledge that within yourself. We've got to take personal responsibility. So often it's not somebody else's job, it's ours. All right, so using that chat, anybody else? See,